Rachel Anthony. Welcome or welcome back to my channel for another Writing Wednesday. Today I want to talk about a controversial subject, AI. The real version, not the fear-mongering version, and not a judgmental version. I'm going to talk about how I feel about it, how I work with it, and some of the legitimate fears I have. So let me start off by setting the record straight. I do not use AI to write my novels. Not a chapter, not a paragraph, not a word. All of my writing comes from my head, as scary as that may seem, out of my imagination, out of my life experiences. It is all me, no AI at all. What I do use AI for, from my writing perspective, is I do use it to help me do research. For example, for book 2, I was writing a chapter about some legal proceedings in the courtroom. And I am not a lawyer. I don't spend, I would say, any time other than my divorce and a traffic ticket. I've never ever, other than those 2 instances, been in a courtroom. So I don't know a lot about it. So I did look to AI to give me some insight into whether or not the scenario I was writing followed courtroom protocol. Turned out it did not, so I had to kind of adjust my writing accordingly. Another way I use AI is for marketing. I lean heavily into AI for marketing, primarily because I am not good at marketing. That is not my skill set at all. And I don't want to spend a lot of time doing work that, 1, I don't enjoy, 2, I don't want to learn how to do on my own. So looking to AI to put together visuals for marketing materials, for social media posts, for my YouTube thumbnails, to help me write my newsletter, things like that. Only for marketing and to spread the word about me as an author and my books. That is it. I do work in IT in corporate America as my day job. And in the organization, in the corporation that I work in, we are not only encouraged to use AI to make us more efficient, it is mandated. My performance review is tied to how much I use AI in my day-to-day tasks to help make me more efficient. If I don't use AI, Big Brother knows, and I am dinged on my performance review. So there are some places in my life where I have to use it if I want to succeed in my corporate America career. So full transparency there. So let's talk about the pros and cons of AI. And again, this is all coming from my perspective. I am no expert. All I am doing is approaching this from what I see, how I use it, and from things that I read about it. That is it. So some of the pros I've kind of already touched on. It is a very efficient way of doing things. So in marketing, I don't spend a lot of time on Canva building out, social media posts or building out thumbnails for YouTube. I can just use it to put in, what I would like to see, and it spits out a visual for me. I love it for that. Also, AI is a great way of pulling in a great deal of data into one singular source to give you a great deal of information very quickly. Those are first-hand pros that I can personally speak to. I'm sure there are others, probably a lot other pros out there that I don't have first-hand experience with, so I'm not going to speak to them myself. The cons of AI, and I'm going to speak first to fears that I have based on AI, my own personal fears. The biggest fear I have is just the deep fakes and the miscommunication. The fact that AI is able to take someone's image and manipulate it so that it looks like that person is doing things they've never done, saying things they've never said, scares the absolute crap out of me. I don't like it, and I wish there was something like regulations to help stop that. But as of right now, there's not, and that's very scary to me. The other thing that really scares me about AI is the unauthorized use of creative work. As an author, I care deeply about retaining my creative work and having other creatives do the same. Musicians, artists, all creatives are at risk of these AI corporations taking our creative work, using it to train their models, and to build upon our work without our authorization. But that's not unique to AI. Plagiarism, piracy, all of that was rampant well before AI became a thing. But AI is just another tool that's there now to be used to enable people to do that. And in its efficiency, it does it really well and really quickly. And that's scary. The third thing that scares me about AI kind of speaks to the first two, and that is the lack of regulation. AI has come so fast, so furiously, that the governance around it isn't keeping up with the technology. So there needs to be a lot more regulation put around how AI models are trained, the fact that creatives need to give authorization to use their work to train these models and then get compensated for it. So there's so much work that needs to be done around the regulatory part of it. So those are my personal fears around it. And then there's the environment. Yes, there are data centers being stood up all over the world to support the crippling fast growth of AI. And it is not only taking up land, but is taking up our other resources like water to cool those data centers. And it's that is resources on a planet that's already struggling to survive. The thing is, in the world that we live in, there are so many other things that are taking up those same resources, things that we use every day. We're here on YouTube right now. Data centers are built to support this technology as well. Streaming services, all other components of the internet, our commerce, trucking, flights, everything is eating up our resources. The way I try to offset that is by doing other things to offset my carbon footprint. I am not one to go out and buy the latest and greatest electronics as soon as they come out. I had my previous iPhone for over 5 years before it finally kind of died on me. The battery wouldn't stay charged, so I finally had to come out of pocket and get a new one last December. But I will hold on to my electronics until they are just absolutely useless to me at that point. I will say that I am not going to lie and say I am not one who doesn't use commerce. I do purchase things, but I try to do it in a way that I am buying things in bulk and at the same time. So when I buy something from Amazon, I'm not making that truck come every day for one purchase, two purchases. I'm putting things on my wish list or in my cart. So when I make a purchase, I'm making a large purchase and it's coming to me at one time. It's little things like that does seem little, but in the big scheme of things, if a lot of us did it, it would make a big difference. So there's a lot of ways that we as individuals can offset a lot of the negative carbon that's going on in the world by, making our own positive carbon footprint. So said all that to say this. Is AI all bad? No, it's a tool. Does it need some improvement and some regulatory guidance around it? Absolutely. Could there be improvements about how fast it's growing? Absolutely. Is there a way that we can, again, put some regulations around the resources that these data centers are using to support AI? Absolutely. And believe me, I am not one of these people that is like government. I want the government out of my life as much as possible, but government has its place, and I think this is one of the places where it can be helpful to us as citizens. So again, I'm happy to hear your comments. My mind is open. I'm happy to hear new takes on things that I haven't thought about. But I ask everyone to be respectful of others' opinions and not judge. I'm always about point the finger at yourself and try to improve there. And with that, you're improving the world. So hope that didn't sound too preachy, and hope that was helpful, and it gives you some insight about my thoughts and how I use AI in my everyday life, not only in my corporate America life, but on my creative side. And if that was helpful, I hope you come back next week for another Writing Wednesday. Thanks. See you then.